All right, for today's lesson, you need something to write on and something to write with. So take out a blank piece of paper. You can keep these papers out. This is okay to have, but you also need a blank sheet of paper like notebook paper. Okay? So ask your friends to get you notebook paper. If spiral, you can leave it in the spiral. That's okay. You don't have to rip it out. On the top of your paper goes today's date, 2/5/19, and I want you to write universe of obligation. We're going to say that together in a moment. And universe of obligation is right here. Universe of obligation. That's the top of your paper. That's the title. So date and title. Universe of obligation is right here. Universe of obligation. Okay, now I can't see everybody's paper. So if it's easy, I want you to just put it under your chin and show me your paper so I can see your title. Yeah, good. Everybody has your title? All right, excellent. Don't rip it out. It's okay. If it's okay, great. That's all. That's good enough. That's good enough. I just want to make sure everybody has a title. So repeat after me. Universe.
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 Excellent. Universe.
Universe.
Of obligation.
Obligation.
Pretty good. Universe.
Universe.
Of obligation.
Obligation.
Obligation. Obligation.
Obligation.
One more time. Okay, now the whole thing. Universe of obligation.
Universe
of obligation. Good.
Okay? So universe is everything. Okay, universe is everything. It's the big area, it's space, it's everything. Obligation is to support, to give, to make sure you take care of. Okay? So when we have a universe of obligation, it's all the space and people we're going to take care of. Okay? So let's write that down. Where did I put my marker? Okay? And I'll write it on that side too. So all of space and people we will care for. Okay? So I'm going to abbreviate it here. U of O, all space and people we will care for. You got it. That's the definition. So that goes right on the right below the title, second line. So what happens in history is that governments of the United States, of your home country, they have a universe of obligation. They're trying to figure out how we're going to take care of all people. Now, do all countries take care of all people very well? No. No. But that's the idea, though, that we're trying to care for. All right. So this is our universe, the classroom. Okay? Who's the government? Yeah, the teacher, exactly, right? The teachers take care. So what is one thing we do to take care of you as in our universe of obligation? Okay, what's one thing we do? Maybe you have an idea? How do Miss Lynch and I take care of you? It's one idea. Yes? You take care of us by?
What was that?
Orders, directions.
Oh, rules. That was the
Rules.
first one.
Excellent job. Okay? We give rules. Please have a seat. No earpieces. Okay? No gum. Put down the hoods, please. Right? We're trying to make our community comfortable. What's another way that we take care of you in this universe of obligation? How else do we take care? You take care of us by, yes? By teaching. You're still students. I have to teach. That's exactly right. Is there one more? Do you have another one?
Providing us education.
Providing education. That could be the desks. That could be the slides. The notes on the board. The paper. Right? All the little things that we do as teachers. So in our universe of obligation, this classroom, we do things to take care of you. Okay? Now, this is going to be partner A. Okay? And then your partner B. So you two are together this way. Okay? Partner A, I want you to tell your partner what the universe of obligation is. And just use this sentence if you want. So the universe of obligation is. That's partner A. Okay? Partner B, same thing. Okay? Partner A first. Go ahead. Partner A first. The universe of obligation is. Okay, y'all have that? Okay, repeat after me. Universe of obligation. The space and people we take care of. That's it. All right. So what we're trying to do today is we're trying to demonstrate understanding of the universe of obligation through discussion, analysis, connection, reflection. Okay, discussion. When you discuss, what do? You talk. All right. So discussion is talking. All right. When you where to go? When you analyze, what do?
We think everything.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You think. Okay. So we discuss. We're also going to think. When you make connections, what are you doing? You're communicating. You are trying to bring things together. Okay? So you can connect like a puzzle. You can connect like a kiss, but we're not going to do that. You can connect like these guys were doing when they were talking. What's your name?
Relevant.
Ralvin. He's like telling the universe of obligation is, so they're connecting. Okay? So you can connect by touch. And then reflection. What's reflection? Thinking about everything from when? From the past. Right? Things that already happened, you reflect on. So you can reflect on how you came through the door. You can reflect on how I introduced myself. Can you reflect on the end of my lesson yet? No, because that's in the future. You can only reflect in the past. Okay? So that's what we're doing today. We need to understand universe of obligation. All right. Now here's a big definition from somebody who writes about this work. Okay? All right. So how the members of a group, so you're a group, a nation, we're part of the United States, or a community, Santa Clara High School, define who belongs and who does not have a lot to do with how they define their universe of obligation. So who we care for and who we don't care for is part of universe of obligation. So sociologist, so this is somebody who studies society, okay? Helen Fine coined this phrase. What's the phrase? Universe of obligation, to describe the group of individuals within a society toward whom obligations are owed, whom rules apply, and whose injuries call for amends. Okay? And what this means is that this woman, Helen, wants to find out who we're going to care for, who follows the rules, and then who, when they get hurt by those that care for them, the government or anything else, needs to make up for it. Okay? So sometimes a simple injury would be that I called him Ralph. Is that his name? No. So when you don't call somebody their name, that kind of hurts. That's not my name. I'm not Ralph. Okay? So I, as the government in our classroom, need to take care. I need to make amends. No jokes right now. I need to make amends. I say, oh, sorry, your name's not Ralph. Can you tell me again? So I make amends. I apologize. I try to fix it. Okay? So if I get mad at Edwin, but it was him who was talking, it's like, what are you doing? But it was his fault. Then I have to make amends. What do I have to do if I make amends? I have to apologize. I have to be sorry. Okay? So that's what the care is for the government in a universe of obligation. In other words, society's universe of obligation includes those people who society believes deserve respect and whose rights it believes are worthy of protection. And this is just a website. So who are we going to protect? Okay, as the government. So I'm a parent. I have 2 children. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I have a 13-year-old son, okay? So it's my job to protect them, all right? If my son and daughter are sitting right there, let's say they're sitting right there, and the fire alarm goes off, Miss Lynch and I have a universe of obligation. We have to care for you during the fire alarm. You have to go outside. Who will I protect first? My children, exactly. I'd be like, you guys, go out.
Run.
My children, hold on. Let me take care of you. Okay? All right? Now, we're going outside. And the two girls trip and fall. You all are okay. Who do I care for next? Yeah, the girls who fell. So I have my children. I help the girls up. And then we keep going out to where we need to go for the fire. Or for the fire alarm. Okay? And then I find out that when we left, these two guys cut themselves on a broken bottle. And these guys want something to drink. Mrs. Lynch and I have to make a decision. Who do I help? The cut or the drink? The cut. Yeah, he said the drink. Ralph says the drink. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay. So when in our universe of obligation, we also have a particular order. Those we help first, then the next ones, then the next ones. The
That's
most
very
helpful person. Do I want to help them first or last? Do you say last, and why? No, you can tell me. I help them last because. Yeah, no, I'll help you. I help them last. You say that. I help them last because they're good people and can take care of themselves. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Why would I help them first? The good, helpful student. Why would I help that person first? Yeah, because I want to make sure they're okay and then they can help others. So there's lots of decisions governments need to make when thinking about their universe of obligation. Okay? Okay, what I want you to do next on your notes, I gotta look for my marker. Okay, you have a note right here, so you have the definition, correct? Okay, down here, I want you to write one thing you know about the universe of obligation. Okay, one thing you know. So what do you know about the universe of obligation? Some of you might write something about the government. Oops. Some of you might write down order, right? We talked about order. What do you know about universe of obligation? Who started the definition? Yes, you might write down her name. Helen Fine. She coined this phrase. That means she started it. Maybe you write down that. I don't know. What's something else you can write about? What's something you're writing about? What do you know about universe of obligation? I know what? Say it again. The universe of obligation has to do with helping people in the group. Anybody else have another one? What else do you know about universe of obligation? We have, it starts with a C. What else? What's another word to start with a C? The government's going to care for those folks, right? So you're going to write about caring. There's also a word in here that starts with a P. What's the word that starts with a P?
Protection.
Protection. Excellent, sir. Okay. All right. So what do you know about universe of obligation? You can copy mine, of course, but you can do your own too, okay? Yes, sir?
Leading.
Leading, yeah, you have to, the leadership has to care or protect, right? Because it's the government. So in our room, it's Mrs. Lynch and I who have the universe of obligation. Okay, guess what? We thought about it with me, you thought about it, we analyzed this, so now we need to discuss it. So partner B, you're gonna start first, okay? Partner B, you're gonna start, and you're gonna say, one thing I know about universe of obligation is, you tell your partner. After partner B goes, then partner A goes. And I want you to share two things you know, okay? One thing I know about the universe of obligation is, partner B, you go first. Go ahead and begin. One thing I know. Use your papers, exactly. Good job. After partner A gives one, partner B give another one. Another thing I know about universe of obligation is, yes sir.
The White House is like the principles of.
Yeah, now you're thinking, Edwin, good. That's exactly what we're gonna do later on in this class. Good job. Good job.